Buenos Aires, AFP, an Argentine judge on Thursday, December 7, ordered the arrest of former President Cristina Kirchner for allegedly covering up Iranian involvement in a 1994 bombing at a Buenos Aires Jewish center that left 85 people dead. Judge Claudio Benadio also called on the Senate to begin procedures to strip her of her parliamentary immunity, which requires a two-thirds majority. The 64-year-old former president held a press conference in Buenos Aires to hit back at the charges, saying the order seeking her arrest was an excess that violates the rule of law. Kirchner, who has long claimed her legal woes are politically motivated, accused center-right President Mauricio Macri of manipulating the justice system to persecute the opposition. In a press conference frequently interrupted by applause from her supporters, she described Judge Benadio's main charge of treason against the fatherland as an insult to the intelligence of Argentines. Judge Benadio also ordered the arrest of former Foreign Minister Hector Timerman and several other former officials in the Kirchner government, including former top aide Carlos Zunini. The ex-head of the Federal Intelligence Agency, Oscar Perilli, was placed under house arrest and ordered not to leave the country. Kirchner stands accused of signing a 2012 deal with Tehran to allow Iranian officials suspected of ordering the attack on the Argentine-Israelite Mutual Association, AMIA, which killed 85 people and wounded 300, to be investigated in their own country, rather than in Argentina. Judge Benadio asserts that this was part of an orchestrated criminal plan to cover up the alleged involvement of Iranian officials in return for lucrative trade deals with the Islamic Republic. The charges have been rejected several times by courts as lacking substance, but the case was reopened in February this year. The former head of state said in court that a memorandum of understanding with Tehran, passed by the Argentine Congress but not by Iran, had one aim: to allow an investigation into the Iranians accused in the AMIA attack, so that the case could move forward. She has argued in the past that, since Iran and Argentina have no extradition agreement, and Argentina does not carry out trials in absentia, there was no other way to proceed with the investigation. Kirchner told the press conference that the signing of the memorandum in 2012 was an act of foreign policy that cannot be prosecuted. From the legal point of view, it is nonsense, a real excess that violates the rule of law. We have been here for 23 years and no one has been put behind bars for this, she lamented. The case was absolutely paralyzed because Iran does not extradite its compatriots. What we did was to act within the framework of international law. The AMIA attack is the subject of several parallel cases as prosecutors are also looking into whether the country's leadership at the time had conspired to obstruct the investigation. Among those facing trial separately are former President Carlos Menem, 1989–99, the judge who led the investigation for its first 10 years, the ex-head of the intelligence agency, 2 prosecutors and a representative of the Jewish community. Kirchner, who stepped down after 2 terms in 2015, won a Senate seat in elections in October, giving her immunity in a slew of corruption cases stemming from the 12 years she dominated Argentina's politics with her late husband Nestor.